Hi, everybody, and welcome to tonight's team call. I am Natasha, Star Diamond coach and founder of Stunner Squad. I'm really excited about tonight's call. We have a guest speaker on with us, but before we get to that, I just have a few things to go over with all of you. Just quick shout out. We have tons of people who are on the board for this month, which is always exciting. Jessica Prager, Louisa, Emily Gorski, Sheena, Jenny French, you are all on the board. Still pushing. I know you're all going to hit Success Club. Emily Rickard, Sarah Griffin, Brianna, and Beth, you are all at Success Club. And Jessica Laska, congratulations, because you are at Success Club 12, which is awesome. All of you who are still pushing for your goals, don't worry. It is only the middle of the month. Like, legitimately, you actually have more time than we've had. It's the 15th, and you have 31 days. So there's plenty of time for you guys to hit your goals. If you don't know, the promotions for this month are, of course, 21 Day Fix. And with that, you get this awesome bag this month. If you don't have it, it's just an insulated bag, like a lunch box. So it's 21 Day Fix on one side. I use it all the time, especially when I'm doing like countdown to competition for the Fix Extreme. But so 21 Day Fix, that's the bonus if you order that. 21 Day Fix Extreme and Body Beast is on sale for $140. And if you purchase Body Beast this month, they have a special promo going on that you can get the performance line sampler pack, which is pretty awesome. If you haven't tried it yet, I suggest you reach out. And it just comes with like one of each sample pack. I bought these when I was at Summit and tried it out and fell in love, and now I just have the tubs of it. So definitely let people know that this is out there and that it's available. Also, 21 Day Fix Kickstart and 21 Day Fix Extreme Kickstart are on sale this month for $180. Okay, so you guys have plenty of time and you have awesome promotions that are behind you. So I am going to go ahead and introduce all of you to Makala Robbins. She and I actually have never met in person. We met on training calls through corporate and just fell in Beachbody love with each other. So she and I are kind of totally opposite personalities who just really complement each other. And I think that she has things to say that I can't say to you guys. So I would love to have her do all of that for you because she really inspires me. And I know that she can do all of that for you also. So Makala, if you would like to go ahead, I'm going to pin you, and I think you should have access to screen share.
Okay, perfect. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good, because my computer mic is broken. So I'm super excited to be on this call with you guys, like totally honored and flattered to even be asked to be doing this. So I talk really fast when I'm nervous, so like tell me to slow down if I get going too fast. I'm going to try and share my screen. Let me know if you can see it right here. Can you guys see that? Yes, no? Okay, perfect. Okay, so I have been talking to Natasha. I love her. Feelings are mutual. I think she is amazing. We're always talking, and I don't know. Yeah, we've never met, and I will meet her one day, and I'm super excited for that. But she asked me to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about, you know, what speaks to me. And my personality, I'm a white personality. I'm really sensitive, so I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm just really, I don't know. I'm motivated by helping other people and things like that. And so I just recently did this call for my team, and it really, I've seen a change in them. And so I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's super awesome. So the Energy Bus, I don't know if anyone has read or heard this book. It is amazing. I was listening to the Entree Leadership podcast by Dave Ramsey. If you don't listen to that podcast, download it now. Best podcast ever. And he had the author, John Gordon, on, who, you know, and he was talking about the book, The Energy Bus. And I'll tell you a little bit about The Energy Bus in just a second. But he was talking about, he made a quote that, or he quoted something. He said, it's not the most talented teams that win the game, it's the most connected teams. And when I heard that, I was like, oh my heck, that's so true. Because you think about it, you know, we always hear about these amazing underdog stories about all these like sports teams who weren't projected to win, who weren't, really statistically the best, but they rose above because they had this amazing connection. They were connected as a team and they just got each other. And so that's something that really stuck out to me. And so I was like, I've got to go get this book. So I downloaded the book, and it's only a 3-hour audio. So you can blow through it in a day. I've listened to it probably 5 or 6 times now since I got it, because I just love it so much. And every time you hear it, there's another, you hear something new that you never heard before. And it's in parable format, which I love because it's a story with value. So basically, this guy, he wakes up one morning and his life just sucks. Like, he has the worst life ever, and he's just grumpy. Like, he hates his job, and then he gets up and his kids want to play with him, and he goes out to go to work, and he's got a flat tire, and he goes in and asks his wife to take him to work, and she tells him no, and so he's all grumpy, and he walks to the bus, and he's so mad that he has to take the bus to work. And the door opens, and this lady is just the driver's sitting there, and she's bubbly, and she's so cute, and ironically, her name is Joy. And she's like, good morning, and super bubbly, and he's just ticked, like, I don't want to talk to you. Well, as they're riding on the bus, she kind of realizes that he is just this, like, he plays the victim, everything's wrong in his life, and so she just gives him this wake-up call. Like, she rails on him. She's like, your life can either be a soap opera, or you can turn it into something amazing, but it's up to you. And he gets off the bus and is just mad. He's like, who is this lady to tell me about my life? She doesn't know me. So he goes through work, which is crummy. He gets to his car's been towed. He gets to the dealership, and they're like, you're really lucky because your car, you could have been in a major wreck because the brakes on your car are faulty. They're like, so, the good news is you're not dead, you're alive. But the bad news is this part's going to take 2 weeks to get in. So he ends up riding the bus. And ironically, she calls it the energy bus. And she has these rules. There's the 10 rules for the ride of your life. And so I wanted to share with you the 10 rules of the energy bus, because I think that not only do they relate to coaching, they just relate to life in general. Like, these rules are amazing. And if you'll apply them into your life, I think you'll see this big shift in the way you see the world and the way that, you approach things in your life. So I'm going to hurry and go through so I don't go too long. So rule number 1 is you are the driver of your own bus. And I know it can be really frustrating when you hear that, because you think, yeah, right, okay, my kids are demanding, right? Like, I have these little bosses at my house that are, demanding breakfast, demanding that, I play with them. Then I have a boss who's always telling me what time I need to be to work, when I need to be there, And so it's really hard sometimes to feel like you are the driver of your bus. And so, people feel like they don't have a choice, and that's the only reason, they just give up on life. But here's the thing, you guys, you have a choice. You have the opportunity to take the wheel and control of your bus and drive it. It all starts with one decision, and you have to decide what it is you want. They were talking about the fact that there's a statistic out there that most deaths occur at 9 a.m. on Monday morning. And it's because people would rather end their life than go back to work. Doesn't that just kick you in the heart? Like, how awful is that people don't feel like they have a choice? And so they would rather end their life than go to work and to keep on going. And so you have to remember that you're the driver of your own bus. This is your life, and you have the opportunity to take control of it. And so you get the opportunity to create the world around you. And so I want you to write these 3 questions down and think about them, throughout this week. Number 1, my vision for my life is blank. What vision do you have for your life, including your health? Where do you see? 2, my vision for my work, career, job, and team is blank. And then number 3, my vision for my relationship and family is blank. It all starts with these 3 statements and the energy to think about it and identify what you truly want. You are the driver of your own bus. You control it. So take hold of that wheel and just hang on. Okay, rule number 2. Desire, vision, and focus move your bus in the right direction. So Joy shares this with George, you know, the more you focus on something, the more you think about it, the more it shows up in your life. Think about it. How many times have you woken up and been like, this is the worst day ever, and had the worst day of your life? Like Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, like awful. You know, everything that could go wrong did. Why? Because all you were focusing on was the bad, you know, the negative. What you say out loud has power. What you say to yourself is so powerful. I used to think that was really cheesy. I'm not going to lie. Like I was a girl who was like, I am not going to visualize my life. Like that is so cheesy. And I remember hearing Scotty Hobbs say that every morning he would visualize in his hot tub what he wanted in his life. Every morning for 10 minutes. And so I heard that. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take that challenge because he's got a pretty gosh dang good life, right? Like I wouldn't mind having his business. So I started doing it. And I started off with every night. This is really embarrassing. Okay. Every night since last January, I went to bed picturing Jeff Hill's face in my head. Like I wanted to walk across stage and take a selfie with him as a 2-star diamond. Like that was the ultimate goal. And I even told him that at a retreat. He asked me what I wanted, and I was like, well, actually, I want a selfie with you on Summit on stage. And so I visualized it every single night. Like I worked my butt off. My team didn't lock in 2-star until literally the last night. And we were just like so excited. So we get to Summit. I'm like, I'm going to take my selfie. And they made us start walking in 4s. Okay, so like, I'm back number 3. He's up here. And all of a sudden, I don't know, because I'm not a very forward person, I just like marched up to the front and I just stopped everything and I took a selfie with him on stage at Summit. Because I was like, I have visualized this and I was so confident in it. But if I had not planned that out in my head, I don't think I would have had the guts to do it. So visualize. Same thing with Cancun last year. I was on the wait list because I didn't have the belief in myself at all, like at all. And I was like, I'm not going to spend $200. And when I got to feed my kids, like our family finances weren't that bad, but I'm a little dramatic. So I was like, I'm not, going to do that. And then all of a sudden by June, I had earned the entire trip. And here I am sitting on this wait list, just like, well, I want to go on this trip. This would be awesome. So every night I visualized opening my email the next morning and getting that email. Months went by, you guys, months. I did not get my email until 30 days before we left on our trip. I didn't have my passport yet. I didn't have anything. And I opened it up 30 days before we flew out to Cancun. And I did it. And I was like, all right, this visualization thing works. So I'm telling you right now, visualize, have a direction, know where you want your bus to go, know what those things that you want to accomplish, because it's so powerful. There's so much energy in your thoughts. Spend your time thinking about what you want rather than what you don't want. Change your vocabulary from I wish or I hope to I will and I can. It's powerful. Don't complain, because complaining only focuses on the negative. Be a winner, not a whiner. Okay, rule number 3. Fuel your ride with positive energy. And this kind of goes back to what I was talking about before. There is power in positive energy. Positive energy will keep your bus moving forward with momentum. There's a lot of negativity in the world, right? We get on our Facebook, and before you were a coach, you think about it, how much of your newsfeed was bogged down with just people airing their dirty laundry. I hate my husband, we're getting divorced, this is it, and then the next minute they love each other. I mean, it's tiring. People are so negative. It is ridiculous. And while I know things happen in our lives, like we don't all have perfect lives. My daughter just cut her own hair a few weeks ago. And instead of just throwing my hands in the air and just ranting about it, I crafted a post in a way that came off, I thought about it. And that's what we do, is we're there to inspire even in the moments that we are struggling. We're there to find that silver lining, to find that good. Even if you have the crummiest day on the planet, there has to be something good, even if it's just the fact that you have, a home or, something that you take for granted. There's got to be something good in your life. So there's this formula that they talk about on the energy bus, and it's E plus P equals O. So E stands for events. And while you can't control everything that happens in your life, right? You can't control when someone passes away, or you can't control certain events that happen in your life. You do have the opportunity to have the perspective, which is what P stands for. You know, you get to decide how you perceive this. How are you going to handle this? And that in turn equals O, the outcome. So while you can't determine what's going to happen in your life, you sure as heck can control how you handle it and how you think about it. Are you going to let it derail you? You have a coach quit on you. Are you just going to let that completely throw you for a loop and, well, I'm done. I'm a terrible coach. Or are you going to look for that silver lining? That's what matters in this. Remember this, positive energy and positive people create positive results. It's all about being positive and keeping it positive. Okay, I'm going to hurry through because I get really long-winded. I'm sorry. Okay, number 4, invite people on your bus. So in this business, this is not a me business, right? You have to have a team to be successful. There is so much importance in having a team, but you need a good team. You need to get like-minded people like you on your bus. And the more positive people you get, the more positive energy will be created. You need to share your vision with other people. Are you open about what you do as a coach on your Facebook page? Are you open about, the opportunity that you have? Because honestly, this opportunity is amazing. It's incredible. And not many people understand how awesome it really is. So it's your job to invite people to join you on the bus. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to tell you this. Not everyone is meant to be on your bus. You are not everyone's cup of tea, which isn't bad, and not everyone is your cup of tea. So you have the opportunity to decide who you invite on your bus. You don't have to have everybody, if someone comes to you and they just kind of rub you the wrong way, you can tell them no, you guys, because you drive your bus. And that's nothing against them, and it's not mean, but think about it. What kind of people do you want on your bus? If someone comes to you and is just super, it just isn't clicking, I've heard of other coaches that do this. So I don't want to, say like, oh, I'm just telling you this. There are coaches on rare occasions who've turned people away and pointed them in the direction of a coach that they knew would fit better with them. That's okay. Because this is your business and you don't want to invite somebody on your bus and then just be like, well, crud, I don't think this is going to work. We're not working at all. You want what's best for those people as well, right? You want them to have a good outcome. So invite people to get on your bus. Share your vision and make it clear right out the get-go what you expect. Because this is your bus, this is your team, you need to let them know what you expect of them right out of the gate before they even sign up as a coach. Look, this is kind of the expectations I have. If you're someone who doesn't hold their hand, then tell them that. I'm not a hand holder, this is your business, so I will be there to guide you as much as I can, but I can't drag you along. I can't make you successful. It's okay. This is your bus, take control. Okay, number 5. This is one that I have to really remember. Don't waste your energy on those who don't get on your bus. So I am someone who was guilty for a really long time of just dragging everybody along because I saw this fire inside of them and I knew that they were going to be the next top coach, the next Lindsay Matway, the next Melanie Mitro. And come to find out, they didn't want it. But all I was doing was just grabbing their hand and dragging, like, you're going to do this, And it doesn't work that way. Don't waste your energy worrying that people don't want to get on your bus either. If they tell you no, don't waste your energy on that, you guys. Pour your energy into those coaches who want to do it, who want to work, who show up. Those people who are messaging you, asking you about the opportunity, because that's what it's about. Negativity is everywhere, like I said, and how do you deal with it? It's simple. You don't worry about it. You don't waste your energy on the things that you can't control. You can't control if someone tells you no. You can't control if this girl all of a sudden signs up with some other coach and you've been working with her for however long. Obviously, they weren't meant to be on your bus, and you wouldn't want that on your bus. So don't waste your energy on those who don't get on your bus. It's okay. It's going to be okay. The people who are meant to be on your bus will be. Let's see. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Okay, 6. Rule number 6, no energy vampires allowed on your bus. Okay, so we know what a vampire is, right? They suck the energy, or they suck the blood out of people. Energy vampires suck the energy out of your group. So you need to be clear in your team that we are no energy vampires allowed team. You know, if you're having a hard time, we want to help you through it, but it has to have some sort of positivity in that post. I'm pretty clear about it in my team. I don't want to hear you complain. I don't want to hear you whine, because all it does is bring everybody else down. And now all of a sudden we're questioning our business, and we're, you know, crying over a bucket of ice cream because, you know, you just brought the whole energy of the team down. So I don't allow vampires on my bus, and you shouldn't either. Don't allow them to do that. And obviously you can't kick people off your bus, right? Like once they're a coach, you can't really like throw them off the bus, but I think you have to just really set a standard in your team. You've got to tell them, this is what I expect. And if they can't hold that standard, then you're going to have to, you know, remove them until they can, you know, I've never done that. I really talk a big talk. I've never done that, but I also have set a pretty high standard that I don't want to hear it. Like if I ask you what's holding you back in your business, I don't want excuses from outside sources. What is it inside? So make sure that you don't allow these vampires to suck the energy out of your team, because the minute you let one bad apple into the bunch, not that they're bad people, but you know what I'm saying? It spoils the whole group. It makes it awful. It's no fun. You probably had people like that in your challenge groups, right? Life just sucks no matter what I do. And, you know, so I really, in my challenge groups, I actually require them to post at the end of their day when they check in. I make them say one good thing that happened to them that day, because I feel so strongly about positivity. You've got to keep it positive in your team. And it's okay to have problems. It's not, I'm not saying you can't talk about your problems, but you've got to be like, I need a solution. Let's find a solution together. Leave it open to have a discussion, not just a vent sesh, if that makes sense. I hope I clarified that right. Okay. So enthusiasm attracts more passengers and energizes them during the ride. Okay, think about some of the coaches that you follow on Facebook. What sets them apart? I guarantee you it's the energy. Look at Bonnie Engel, Caleb Thomas. These coaches have an amazing following. Why? Because of their energy. They are who they are unapologetically. They post and they get you excited. You know, you see these coaches and you're just like, they know what they want. And the reason that they are successful is because of that enthusiasm. It doesn't mean you have to be rah-rah cheerleader if that's not your personality. That's okay, you know, but you've just got to be you and show that passion and that fire that you have. Positive energy works. It spreads one person at a time. So you guys need to be the CEO, the Chief Energy Officers. The CEOs are excited, positive, and optimistic. They don't let fear in the way. When you're enthusiastic, well, people will want to get on your bus, right? Like have you noticed when you're on top of your game with the 3 vital behaviors and your personal development is off the charts, that you're pumping out awesome posts? Like you see personal development in everyday life. I'll be watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and I'm just like mind blown. This is like so positive, you know? Like this has got great life stories in it. So just realize that those are the kind of posts that attract people to you, is when you're on fire and you're on point and you're on top of your game. That's when other people want to come to you. Okay, so when you're enthusiastic, people will want to get on your bus. People notice it. People can feel your energy and enthusiasm, even in a Facebook post. You know, we always talk about, well, I don't know her you know, emotion in it. Not true. You can see people's emotion and how they write things out and how they, you know, share. And a picture says 1,000 words with it too. It's real and it's raw. And so you need to be sure that you're real and you're raw and you're sharing your passion and your energy. And when you're energized, others will be energized. A positive culture will outperform a negative culture every single time. And so your positive posts, you know, those moments where those are the moments you shine. You shine because in our Facebook newsfeed, like I said, people are pumping out negativity everywhere, and you stand out because you're different. You stand out because other people look at you and go, well, what's she doing? Because, you know, I'm sure her life isn't perfect, but, you know, oh my gosh, she's talking about her anxiety issues, but it didn't bring me down. Like, okay, I connect with that. So it's okay to talk about real life things, but make sure that you're doing it, you know, to stand out. All right, my favorite rule of all, love your passengers. So you have to show that you love and care about your coaches, bottom line. Whether or not they, you know, when they fail, when they have times of struggle, when they are, you know, rocking it, you've got to show love. And if you're someone who struggles with, you know, showing your emotion, I'm not someone like that, but my coach kind of struggles with emotion. And so, you know, she has to work on that to show that love and that heart. And so if you struggle with like being vulnerable and sharing your emotions, really open up, because you've got to love your clients, you've got to love your family, you've got to love your coaches. And you've got to not only love them, but show them that you love them. You've got to make sure that they know without a doubt that you're not pushing them to reach their goals so that'll help you, that you're pushing them to reach their goals because you really genuinely care about them. I am always trying to pound into my team's head the fact that this isn't for me, this is for you. You know, I'm sharing this for you because I want you to succeed. You know, I never want them to think I'm coming from a place of selfishness, because I love my team. Like walking across stage at Summit was for them, because I knew what it was like to see my coach do that, and I knew it would mean that much to them. So treat them like your family, not like a business. You know, this is your business and you will have times like that, but just love your coaches. Tap into the power of your heart and lead with positive, contagious energy. You must love your passengers. You have to love everyone, and you have to share that love. You have to let people know you care about them, that you really care about them. And when you do, guess what? You get love back. I don't know about you guys, because you guys have an awesome leader, but there have been times in my business when I've really struggled with feeling like I might let down my coach because I'm not reaching a goal, and that's not going to help her reach her goal. You know, your coaches feel the same way about you guys. They don't want to let you down because they love you, and they would hate to, you know, let you down and make you, you know, disappoint you. So if you can really pound in their heads that it's not a disappointment, you know, we're on this journey together, just love them. Love the crap out of your team. Let your people use their gifts and their strengths and allow them to do what they do best. Bring out the best in others, and by doing this, it brings out the best in you. All right, rule number 9, drive with a purpose. Do you guys have a why? Do you know why you're in this business? And it has to be more than, oh, I just want to help people. Because you know what? I want to help people too, but there's got to be something else, because when the big bad wolf is knocking down at my door, my house better be built of bricks, not sticks and straw, because the minute, you know, that he's at that door, am I going to be like, I'm deeply rooted in helping other people. While I love to help other people, I'm probably going to run the other way. So you've got to have something that is deeply rooted that makes you just want to get out of bed every single morning and crush those goals. Something that gives you, you know, purpose and meaning and passion that, you know, even in those times that are crap, that suck, and you just, you know, want to lay in bed all day and eat brownies and watch movies, that you're like, no, I'm going to work towards my goals. So whether it's for your family, whether it's for you, I do have a why that I want to eventually go do service missions with my family, because I know that that's what I want to do. But before I can do all of that, I got to get my family out of debt. I've got to take care of me and my family. Okay, I'm almost done, I promise. So you've got to have a why that makes you cry, something that you are going to go after day in, day out until you reach it. You've got to drive your bus with a purpose. Purpose is the ultimate fuel for your journey through life. And when you drive with purpose, you don't get tired, you don't get bored, you don't get burnt out. So find excitement in the 3 vital behaviors. Sometimes you feel like you're saying the same thing over and over again in your invite, right? Nobody's answering you, nobody's saying anything. You got to find excitement in that. You know, you got to celebrate those no's or they're ignoring. There have been times I've done dances in my office when someone's ignored me just to keep myself pumped up, because I'm like, I gotta like pump myself up somehow to keep going, or I'm gonna cry. Because I used to be the girl that cried when someone told me no. Like I literally would shut down my computer, go watch trash TV, and fall on my couch because someone dared tell me no. So you've got to find that why. You've got to find that purpose. Find your purpose, and then you got to share it. You got to share it with other people, because most people are scared to dream big. I know I was. I wasn't a big dreamer, and I never thought my life would lead me here. And it's been an amazing experience, but you've got to show other people. You can't just, you know, you've got to prove it to other people to see like, look, I did this, you can do it too. Okay, my last one. So have fun and enjoy the ride. That's all it's about. Your life is a journey, and you've got to enjoy every single minute of it. And if it isn't fun, you've got to find the fun in it. You can't focus on what stresses you out, because that's no fun. Know that you are too blessed to be stressed. Remember all of the things you are thankful for, because that feeling of gratitude will fuel your performance every single day. It's uplifting. Live and work like you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Be optimistic, be positive, and find joy in this journey, because this is your life. You only get one, and you better enjoy the heck out of it. And you better make it something, that's meaningful, and a life full of no regrets. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to look back and go, I wish I would have pushed harder in that. I wish I would have done those things that I knew I could have done for my family, but I was too scared to do them. Because when it's all said and done, how many people really remember the failures in your life? Honestly, not very many. Okay. So the goal in life is to live young, have fun, and arrive at your final destination as late as possible with a smile on your face. I want to invite you all. This is your ticket to jump on the energy bus. You can't be all in, or you can't be half on, half off. Obviously, if you're riding on a bus, then you're just dragging on the ground. So you've either got to be on the bus or you've got to be off. You've got to decide if you're going to go all in, you're going to work towards your goals, or you're not. It's okay either way what you decide. I mean, you've got to own up to what you decide, but you can't be both. You can't be all in. You can't be just halfway in and halfway out. You have to decide. Everything happens for a reason, and we don't necessarily know why. Life is a test. Adversity helps us grow. Negative events and negative people teach us what we don't want, so we can focus on the energy we do want. There will always be challenges and problems, and we must face each challenge and problem with a positive outlook. Learn from the past and don't focus on the future. Focus on the path ahead of you. Experience joy in everything you do and everywhere you go. So grab a hold of that steering wheel, take control of your coaching business, of your life, and just enjoy the ride. And I'm so grateful to be on this call. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you so much, Makala. Does anybody have any questions for her before we lose her? We have about 6 minutes left. I know she would love to answer your questions if you have any of them. Oh, Emily, are you asking? Everyone's on mute.
All right. So how long into your business did it take you until you kind of really lost that fear and got to that point where you were really, truly 100%
in? Okay, am I on? Yeah, okay. So my 2-year anniversary is coming up really soon. And I can tell you that I started in October of 2013. I didn't really commit though till January. And it was because of personal development that all of a sudden I was like, I can do this. It was just this switch. Does that make sense? Like I was reading personal development one day. I was listening to all of these like amazing talks, and I just thought, I can do this. I think you have to find that voice from within. You've got to find that answer for yourself. I can't give you like a time frame, because it just, all of a sudden one day I was like, I'm going to go emerald. And I did a week later. And then I was like, well, I'm going to go diamond by my anniversary, which is March 20th. And I did it. And I think it was because I was just like, I'm going to do this no matter what. I'm going to prove to myself I can. And, it's personal development is what saves me, honestly, because it's those times. I was the girl that was reading Pinterest quotes and telling my coach that, like, how's your personal development? Oh, I'm just reading Pinterest quotes. And she didn't tell me that was wrong. So I thought I was doing great. And then I realized that all of a sudden I was mentally strong in my business when I was doing personal development. And that's kind of how that shift happened, because I was like, I can do this. Them telling you no isn't about you, it's about them. And I had to remind myself that. Like, I would have been the girl who would have ignored you, because I would have been like, I'm not telling her I have money issues. I'm not going to tell her I can't afford that. That's embarrassing. So I wouldn't have answered you. Does that mean, I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely it does.
So I think you just have to find that inner strength, that mental, strength. It doesn't have to be a book. I do audio, podcasts all day long. That's just kind of my groove, because my kids aren't going to let me sit down and read.
What was that Dave Ramsey one you said? I missed that one.
Entree leadership. So good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I can send it. I'm sure Natasha has it. If she doesn't, I can send it to her. He has a book too, but his podcast, so good. So good.
Okay. Thank you.
I usually listen, and I was going to say, I listen to 3 forms of personal development every day. I listen to like spiritual type stuff. So like listen to devotionals, or I read, things like that. Because I feel like mind, body, spirit is so important. So I listen to business building type calls. And then I also listen to, I feel like I personally need to work on. So if my confidence is struggling, I'm reading You Are a Badass. If I feel like my energy is wavering or I need to work with my team, I'm reading something that goes with my team, that's going to help me become better. So I usually learn something about the business, spiritual, and then personal, if that helps.
Yes, it does a lot.
Does anybody else have any questions?
Feel free to message me if you feel like. I love to talk to people, obviously. I'm not an extrovert, just so you know, but I do like people. So I will message people back and answer questions.
All right, well then we will go ahead and wrap this up if nobody else has any questions. Thank you so much, Makala. I loved your call. You did amazing. I know that I got something out of it. I hope that everybody else did also. But I will let you all go enjoy your Thursday night. And if you have any questions for Makala, let me know. I can send you to her, or I can send them to her and get her answers. And I will talk to all of you soon. Have a great night.
Yeah, and if
Go
really
ahead.
quick, I was going to say, my call is on my YouTube channel. If you guys wanted to go back and learn the different, steps if you missed anything, I do have it on my YouTube channel.
I'm recording this too, so I'm putting it up.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you guys.